everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. I know that you've clicked on the video because you're either family or friends or very avid supporters of my channel. So thank you so much for coming on and actually having a look at this video, because it's a very special one to me. I'm not just doing this for you guys, I'm actually doing this mostly for myself. I'm going to be selfish here, but essentially I just want to be able to look back and have a bit of a diary about how Aiden develops. And as he's now 19 months, and I absolutely can't believe how grown up he is, how much he's learning, picking up, how much he's talking. Anyway, a lot more than that in a second. But essentially, if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up as always. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. First thing to say, and that is that Aiden does not stop moving. I'm pretty sure it's normal for most kids to not be able to sit down and just constantly be on the move, constantly be moving around, playing. So Aiden loves to jump, he loves to climb, he loves to run around. He's also learnt how to go around and make himself dizzy by looking at other kids. What else does he do? He loves going on the trampoline, he loves the playground, especially those roundabouts, he absolutely loves those. But I just can't stop him from moving, and even when I'm giving him food, it's very difficult to just explain to him, you have to sit down and eat your food. You can't be moving around and eating. But at the same time, I guess I'm not the best person to be looking at, because I do the exact same thing. I pretty much eat standing up most of the time, so that's not great. So I'm going to make a conscious effort and try and sit down with Aiden and actually have my food. Because he loves climbing so much, you probably know, if you've seen previous videos of your family and friends, you know that we're about to move. So we're going to have a lot more space. Well, firstly because we don't have much furniture and stuff to put into the new house, because it's a lot bigger than this one. But the other thing is the fact that because we've got that space, I'll be able to actually get him on one of those climbing frames. And I can't wait, because I know that he's going to absolutely go mad over it. If he's climbing over sofas, he's loving the ottoman where he's jumping off of that. Some of these things aren't even safe, so he's jumping off the armchair, the arm of the armchair onto the armchair, and obviously it might be soft in the middle. We're just a little bit worried about his neck or his head or anything, you know. Anyway, because he's such a mover, I think that an extra thing at home to get some of that energy out will be really good. So probably because he's such a mover and likes to move things around, it also means that he loves to throw things. And we're going through this phase in the last few weeks where he even starts saying he's throw it, get it, throw it, catch it. So we're really enjoying playing catch, playing throw, but he doesn't understand that throwing is only for toys or balls. So he ends up throwing anything and everything. He loves to throw a remote, or a remote control basically. He winds Dad up with that. He loves to just lob it across the room and break it, you know, when it comes apart, the battery comes swinging out, which is really dangerous in case he starts eating it, for goodness sake. So yeah, he's just lobbing everything, and he's even breaking things, unfortunately. And I know that he doesn't mean it, but it's also frustrating because we're telling him not to throw it. And actually something that Granddad said is Aiden starts going, don't throw it, and then lobs it anyway. So we're definitely going through a phase. So if you've got any ideas as to what we can do around that, or how we can persuade him not to throw everything but just his toys or his balls, then let me know in the comments below. I'd very much like to hear that. that leads me nicely on to say that he's absolutely fascinated by balls. He loves to kick them, he loves to throw them, he just loves playing with balls. It's probably one of his favourite toys, easily pleased. He's probably either going to be a footballer, a basketball player, I don't know, rounders. There's quite a lot of sports actually with balls, so that's good for Aiden. And the first thing that I'm going to do when he turns 3 is send him to all the sports clubs so that he can just enjoy and go wild. Something that Nanny said actually is that she's noticed that he's starting to play on his own a lot more, and I think that that's fantastic. I've noticed that as well. He's I don't know whether it's like his creativity, whether he's like, I remembered him taking like a giraffe, a little giraffe, and pretending that he's eating. So that's clearly that creative mind of when the imagination starts working, because he's imagining this giraffe eating his food or his snacks. I absolutely love that, and I think that's a really interesting stage where in development where we found and see that him playing with these toys in that way. And I think it's also a little bit easy on us as parents and babysitters and everything else, like the fact that he is able to occupy himself a little bit more, and actually moving on to him being able to be on his own a little bit more. We're able to actually put him in front of the TV and he's like okay for like 10-15 minutes, so that's great. And before that he wasn't interested in TV at all. Then we moved on to, I think it was In the Night Garden, so it was all about Daisy this, Daisy that, and then quickly we moved on to Peppa Pig. So yes, we do actually watch another one called so it's a Russian cartoon on YouTube, Malyshariki. So they're really good, and actually I really enjoy it and learn the language as well, like trying to remember a lot of things in Russian to actually teach him with learning new things. So it's a fantastic program, but essentially I'm loving the fact that he's able to just stop for a bit and basically give us a little bit of a rest. Usually it's because we're working from home and like looking after him, or basically we just need a break, like parents. Every parent needs a break, right? So yeah, he's able to sit and watch TV a little bit longer this time, so that's really nice. And it's don't worry if it gets a lot more than that. We will be managing and balancing his time, making sure that he doesn't watch too much TV. So don't go screaming at the camera just yet. Talking about toys, actually, I found that not only is his imagination getting a lot more developed, but also he's able to understand shapes better. I've noticed that once or twice he was able to match up shapes. So basically we've got like this bus and then shapes that you put into the bus, if you can imagine that. So imagine there's a circle on the bus and then you put the shape through. So he was able to do that, and that really surprised me when he first did it. So it clearly is showing the fact that his development around like matching things is definitely like getting there. So I believe that I'm going to introduce a lot more puzzles where he can match things, also colours maybe I'm going to try out. So I think that'll be really nice. But yeah, I've definitely noticed that he's playing with shapes a lot more. He absolutely loves cars and vehicles and any like moving things. And something that he really likes to do with vehicles is a book that has everything in it. So from cars to planes to boats to even a rocket. So he's a big fan of just like vehicles in general. So that's really cool. We very much love our books, and most of our books are in Russian because I know that it's so much easier for him to pick up English. I know that nursery provide him with English books. We've got plenty of English books as well, naturally, because obviously we're in England, so we've got plenty of books that like we remember. I also got some, so like the Hungry Caterpillar, who doesn't have that, right? But essentially we do read a lot of Russian, especially before bed. I want to make sure that he continuously is exposed to the language, and that is a really great way to actually teach kids another language. So that's what I've been doing, and we've got a variety of different Russian books, and some that he really likes. I love the fact that he enjoys the one about the mouse, especially because he liked that one since he was very little. Now it has moved on to like vehicles, cars, as I've mentioned earlier, but also there's another one around a fisherman and like a golden magical fish and stuff. So it's a very well-known fairy tale in Russian, but essentially like he's absolutely loving books, and I like the fact that he's like liking books, and we're gonna have like a complete library of that, I think, in the new house. That actually leads me on nicely to talk about our bedtime routine. So it's probably a little bit different to most people. Essentially we either get showered and washed and stuff, and then we read a book, usually have some milk as well, sometimes not in that order as well, so whatever happens that night, I guess. But essentially I usually put him to bed in his own bed, but he does tend to wake up during the night. So what I do is usually take him in with me and get the cuddles. He absolutely loves using my hair as a comforter. He loves to stroke my hair, and actually it used to really bother me, really annoy me, because I didn't really like anybody touching my hair. I'm not very much a cuddly person at night. I just like my own space. But I guess recently I just sort of got used to it, and I actually miss him when he's not around. I probably shouldn't be telling you guys this, but I think we're probably going to keep it this way until we move to the new house, so that he is comfortable in the space. I don't know whether the first couple of nights I'll probably just take him in with us in our bed, just to make sure that he is comfortable and everything, and then maybe after a while we're going to like redecorate his room, make it his, maybe ask him some questions around what he wants, or knowing the stuff that he likes, like vehicles and I don't know, rockets and stars and things and dinosaurs. We're probably gonna like redecorate his room and see where it gets to us, and then think about like a whole new bedtime routine that actually fits all of us. Switching up the subject a little bit, let's talk about his speech. So he's starting to talk a lot more, and in the past month, maybe a little bit less, so a few weeks, I've noticed that his speech development has developed so quickly, and it seemed just so natural, where he just like woke up one day and thought, I'm going to talk a lot more today. So he's been saying a variety of things. He's been saying mummy and daddy for quite a while, but this time he's saying like 2 words or 2 syllables. So for example, throw it, get it, milk, Casper. So Casper is now caca. But plenty of words, and I will make sure that I'm going to try and get some footage for you guys that you can listen to. Aiden, как Casper говорит? Кто это? Скажи Casper. 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 Aiden, как кошка делает? Мяу. Скажи кошка. Кошка. Эйден, а что ты несколько дней назад видел? Салют? Тю-тю. Как салют делает? Тю-тю. Салют бывает только раз в год. Или на Новый год. 2 раза в год. Да? Bonfire night.
Mommy.
Как он делает салют? Как салют делает? Тю-тю. So that is him talking, and it's plenty of different noises, like intonations. It's interesting that some of the words that he says, we know what it means, but it's not fully there. So like caca is Casper, so obviously it's missing some letters there, but we understand what it means. And I think it's absolutely lovely that his communication, touch wood, is developing so well, especially because I was worried, because he's bilingual, that maybe he will be a lot slower to gain that language. So actually bringing me to bilingualism. He doesn't say many words in Russian. He is very good at, like, if I tell him, say this, then he's very good at repeating it. But he would prefer to say it in English. And I found that actually that's because English is so much easier. So for example, milk, the word milk is just like one syllable, right? It's really quick, really easy. Whereas молоко, so that's 3 syllables long, right? So there's a lot of words in Russian that are a lot longer and a lot harder to pronounce. So I believe as like time goes on, as he develops a lot more, I think he will be able to get the Russian. But at the moment he does find English easier, as well as I do. But we're going to persevere with the language and see where it gets us. But I'm just so glad it didn't stunt his growth when it came to speech. Скажи молоко. Молоко. Talking about Casper, I absolutely love their relationship. So it's like the cutest thing in the world. I do feel like Aiden has learnt a few weird things from the dog, thinking that it's normal. So like chewing things that he's not supposed to, or like lying on the floor and things like that. But I absolutely love the fact that he's able to play with Casper, and Casper is so good, touch wood. Like Aiden can jump over him, climb all over him. Yes, Casper gets annoyed and makes a funny noise like but at the same time he doesn't get like frustrated enough to like be vicious or like aggressive or anything, touch wood. It's like basically I don't want there to be like an argument, but at the same time we also manage it. We tell him that's Casper's own space, leave him alone, like don't do this, don't do that, you know, like this is the dog's own time, or like the dog's asleep, don't do that, don't take away his toys. But also I love the fact that Aiden is able to give Casper his toy and then take it back, give it, take it back, and I've got lovely footage of that I can show you. Basically, I absolutely love the fact that Aiden and Casper can grow together, can build that relationship even further as Aiden grows, and it just makes me like so emotional just to see both my babies getting on so well together. So hopefully that continues. The last thing that I wanted to mention before we go, and that's the kinds of foods that Aiden loves. And the reason I wanted to mention this one is more for myself, because when it comes to the future I want to see how it changes. Like, does it change when he gets older? Might it not? Like, you know, it's just interesting for me at least, and I hope you guys like it too. But essentially Aiden's not a very fussy eater. The couple of things that he's not big fan of is probably apples and strawberries. He's tried lemon, he was fine with it. Like, he doesn't mind mild spiciness, which he tried accidentally, obviously, when he like took, I think it was like chili sauce or something, or barbecue sauce, reggae sauce, that's what it was. Tried it and it didn't seem to bother him that much, and actually he went for more. He's a big fan of mayonnaise, so definitely a Russian blood in there. He's absolutely a big fan of blueberries. He loves a good corn on a cob. I'd say he likes ham as well. He's not, I wouldn't say he's too keen on meats in general. Like, he can take it or leave it. I think he would rather eat a corn on a cob than meat, interestingly enough. Other foods that he totally loves is banana, so he calls it nana. He's like, nana. He absolutely loves bananas, and I go gaga for them as well, so I'm not surprised that actually it runs in the genes that he's absolutely enjoying them as well. But apart from that, just eats everything. Beans, baked beans, pretty normal kid stuff, right? He's a very big fan of biscuits. And it's something that Daddy taught him, and it's funny because last night, so Daddy's not around, he's at work in Sweden for a couple of days, which means that it's just me and Aiden. So when Aiden goes to the cupboard and says, ik, biscuit, he says it, or something like that, and basically I told him no, because he's already had quite a few other treats. And he turns around and he goes, Daddy, who's not at home. So he's obviously found out that when Mummy says no, he could probably go to Daddy and get those biscuits. So yeah, a really quick update, and hopefully you enjoyed that. I know that I will, especially in the many years to come. So thank you so much for watching this video, and if you're interested to see more about this family, about our bilingual family living, more on Casper, more on Aiden and our cloth nappy journey, please do subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time.